I spent months building an app that I was extremely excited for, waking up at 5 a.m., adding new features, or fixing bugs from the night before. I was having a ball making this app, but when it came time to launch it, crickets. Nobody was interested in my product. So that's the reason why I'm making this video today for new SaaS founders or startup founders, so that you don't make the same mistake that I made while building your own application that you may be really excited for, or just have the energy to just build it and put it out in the world. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. There was really only one mistake that I made which caused me to not make any money off this product, and that's product market fit. This is an extremely important thing when it comes to building a SaaS, but a lot of people just look over it because they have this idea in their mind. They think it's something new, something that's gonna cause a rift in the market, but when they create the product and they launch it, they realize that nobody really cares, or there's another product just like it which is a lot better than theirs and they just didn't know about it. So then what happens? Well, of course they fail at the project and they, I guess, just give up on building a SaaS. That's not the thing in my case. I was okay with failing. Matter of fact, I was looking forward to failing. I wasn't even sure if I'm going to be able to launch the app or not. You can go back and watch my shorts on my channel and a little bit of my journey on how I was feeling while building this app. But this video is about product market fit and why that's so important when it comes to building a SaaS. So if you don't want to face the same thing that I faced, which is building an app that nobody really cares about, then you should really look into product market fit. Let me just give you a brief on what it actually is. It's essentially you just looking into the market and seeing if there is any demand for the product that you're thinking about building. So for example, you could go on Reddit or Product Hunt, or just, I guess you can verify. The best way I think is to verify if there is a product that already exists in the market. That way you don't have to invent the wheel. You basically just take a product that already exists in the market and you just make your own spin off to it, and then you just release that in the market, and that should do a lot better than you building a thing from scratch and not knowing if there is any demand for that in the market or not. Then the only issue that you will face is marketing, which is something that you'll face anyways, but at least in this case you know that there is a demand for whatever you're building. So that's one thing, product market fit. And then the second mistake that I made was that I didn't really create a MVP, which is a minimum viable product. That's something that should be made in a day or two. You create that, you create the landing page, and then you just release the MVP and you see if there is anyone that would buy that product. And if there is someone that would buy, that would give you a green signal that, hey, you should probably build this app further. But I didn't do that. I spent 2 months building the final product, which wasn't really final. It was still needed some things to get fixed, but I was like, it is mostly done, and this should give me an idea of whether or not people would even want to buy the product or not, because the first thing that they see is the landing page. They don't really see the app when they try to access the website. So I released the app after 2 months of building it, 2 or 2.5, something of that sort, and then I realized that this is something that people wouldn't really be interested in buying. One, because I guess there's not really any demand for it. Two, it's marketed towards people who can barely afford spending a lot of money on a monthly basis, even though it's really cheap for roughly $10 a month. It was made for university students, and university students think a lot more when it comes to purchasing products or items than a business would. This is a separate video of the difference between business to consumer and business to business. Experts say that business to business is always better than business to consumer because businesses are a lot more likely to invest their money for a product that would eventually help their business grow. With students, it's a lot different because, with consumers, it's a lot different because they don't really see the outcome in front of them and they don't have any reason to invest into a product if it's not going to benefit them in the long run, and they're not really used to spending a lot of money on a service which they're not sure if it would help them out or not. With businesses, it's different. They can afford to take that risk because they already have so much money in the bank account that if they were to spend a few $1,000s on this product and see if it turns out good or bad, it wouldn't really hurt their business as much. But if it's a consumer spending a lot of money, then that would trump their bank account, and that can be like a really bad decision for them. But anyways, coming back to the topic, this was just a short video that I made just to let new founders know that if you are thinking about building a SaaS or any startup, then please do your research before you do that. You don't want to waste 2, 3, 4, 5, some even waste like half a year of their lives building a product that they are excited about, but then at the end they figure out that nobody else wants it. And in that case, 6 months of your life just went by and you got no benefit in return. Of course, these people are going to get depressed. Do not be one of them, and just stay safe. Do the product hunting, do the product market fit research before you launch, before you even think about building your product. That's what I'm going to do from now on, and inshallah khair. So hopefully this video has helped you out in some way, shape or form. If it hasn't, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. My name is Ahsan Verk and I am keen on sharing my entrepreneurship journey with you guys. So I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.